The mayor has no plan. He has come up with no plan at all about how the Bears would end up in the city of Chicago.
I mean, how sad is this? That was the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, who wants to run for president in 2028, blaming what's about to happen in Chicago on the mayor of Chicago as the Bears get ready to leave the city of Chicago, where they've been since 1921, for Red State, Indiana, right next door in the city of Hammond, who say they are happy to build the Bears a new stadium. Former Bears captain and Hall of Famer Brian Urlacher, who played 13 seasons, all with Chicago, saying, quote, "I do not like the Bears playing anywhere but Soldier Field. Indiana is willing to offer more. I don't like it, but business-wise, it makes a ton of sense for them to go to Indiana." Eight-time Pro Bowl Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher is with us. Brian, it's good to see you. The city of Chicago says they're broke, but they can literally spend billions of dollars on illegal immigrants. Explain that to me. How does that make sense?
I think they mean they're broke when it comes to trying to keep the Bears in Illinois. It's a very frustrating situation. They're spending $2.53 billion on illegal immigrants over the last couple of years, but they have no money to try and keep the Bears there. I'm not saying they need to fund the whole thing, but they need to pitch in a little bit to try and keep the Bears in Illinois. I know Soldier Field's out, but somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah, I've heard comparisons to like the Red Sox leaving Boston or the Yankees leaving New York. That's what this means, the Bears leaving the city of Chicago. And they're one of the few teams, their stadium is like right downtown. Mike Ditka, former coach of a championship team, said he's totally against it. The governor, J.B. Pritzker, again, this guy wants to run for president. He was asked about taxpayer money. Take a listen to what he said.
You said that you didn't want to spend any taxpayer dollars for the Bears.
No, I said I don't want to raise taxes to pay for it, that's for sure.
But yet you've been more than happy and even proud to spend billions of taxpayer dollars on illegal aliens.
No, that's not true.
We know that the Bears generate revenue. Illegal aliens typically
100%.
Typically are a drain on taxpayer dollars.
You've mischaracterized what happened back then.
Is he lying? Because they are spending billions of dollars on illegal aliens.
Good for that guy for asking that question, by the way. These guys they dodge so many questions. He tried to dodge it there, but I don't know, like I said, where the money goes. I know that they don't want to raise taxes to keep the Bears there, but they're, like he just said, they're spending it in ways that they could be allocated for something else. It's just, it's not right the way they're doing it. Coach Ditka's right, by the way. I personally don't think they should play anywhere but Soldier Field either, but, you know, the Bears do not own Soldier Field. It's owned by the city of Chicago. So the Bears don't make as much money as they probably should be on Sundays when the Bears play at home.
Yeah, what is Soldier Field without the Bears, though, right?
It's, like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me. Man, it's iconic. It's right there on the lake. No, they rebuilt the stadium in 2003. We played in Champaign for a year, and they rebuilt it, moving back in 2003. It was unreal. Ted Phillips was our team president back then, and he got the Bears to stay at Soldier Field. Maybe they should reach out to Ted Phillips. You know, I think he retired a couple of years ago, but Ted, he knows a few things about getting the stadium rebuilt, so maybe they should reach out to him and see if he has any ideas on this.
Do you think politics plays a role in the Bears wanting to move to a red state right next door, 17 miles away?
So, I mean, financially, it should play a role. You know, Indiana's a great state. They do a lot of good things. Tax-wise, it makes sense for the Bears. They'll probably make more money. It's not in the best part of Indiana. I know that, but pretty much downtown, where they're building it, is basically downtown Chicago. You know, they're right there on the border of Chicago, or I'm sorry, of Indiana and Illinois. So it's basically Chicago, but it makes a ton of sense financially for them to go there.
Yeah, Chicago land, that's what they call it, right?
Yeah, basically,
Adam
yes.
Schefter, I know you know Adam Schefter. So he said the deal's not 100%. There's more work to do. But he tweeted this, barring anything very strange, it's a done deal. Which to me, I just can't believe. I mean, Brian, you're like a legendary Hall of Fame player. I can't believe this isn't a bigger story. I cannot believe it's not a bigger story.
Well, what media outlets cover it, right? I mean, you look at where the media, most of the things they cover to shed light on certain situations, they don't cover them. But I still don't. I'm not as certain as Adam is. He knows a lot more than I do. But I still believe there's some negotiating to go on there. I think they're going to do everything they can to keep them in Illinois. They're going to see how mad the fans are going to be once this comes out. I think that there's going to be some uproar from the Bears fans. You don't want them leaving Chicago. I mean, Illinois in general.
Yeah, Donald Trump has commented on this. I mean, I don't know if there's a possibility for federal money, but Trump's a football fan. Quickly, by the way, this Hammond proposal, and I know this is not a done deal. Why is there a roof on the stadium? I don't get that.
This drives me crazy. So even if they went to Arlington Heights, they were going to put a dome in anyway. So the goal is to have Final Fours. They want a Super Bowl. Who doesn't want to be in Chicago in February? That's a great place to visit. You know, if you're taking your family on vacation, go where it's -20 and it's windy, it's freezing.
Yeah.
So they want to push to get that Super Bowl and maybe some Final Fours in the future. They want to make it a business. They want to raise money. I get it, you know, but I don't like the idea of the Bears playing inside.
Yeah, that's football weather. You think about the Patriots. You've played up there. So Foxborough is where the Patriots play. It's 40 miles outside Boston. It's nowhere near Boston, which is why they're the New England Patriots. But it makes sense for these stadiums, especially these old-time stadiums, to stay in the city because they'll never come back once they go. Brian Urlacher, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.